And today on the Computer Man, we're going to be looking at some cell phones. Doing a little comparison between the past and the present. It's my little phone collection, so let's get right into it. I have an AT&T digital PCS box for the original phone. This is a Nokia 82060, I believe. Original iPhone 2G box, 5S. A Vcast box for one of the flip phones and Verizon, and on the far right hand side is another one for Verizon. Just to let you know that from this track phone forward all the way up to my current 5S are my phones. From this phone back are my parents' phones. So just gonna let you know that they did have a brick phone. I wasn't able to find it. Sorry about that. I'll do another video on the brick phone when they have the time to look for it. So, the oldest phone in their collection, well, in their personal possessions that I got, is the AT&T digital PCS. And this is just a little Nokia. Antenna at the top, battery, volume, power buttons at the top, which is neat. The charger for it, I don't have it. I lost it. And the battery is dead, and I have to order some new batteries. And this would last about 2 weeks on a single charge without use. With use, it could probably last about a week, or maybe even more than 2 weeks. But you can't hook this up to service no more. We're going to take a look at the box that it came in. So the original box that phone came in was a pretty big box. It's a big AT&T digital PCS box. Whoever had a digital PCS from AT&T back then, you should be familiar with it. It comes with the wireless service, digital multi-network phone, battery, charger and headset, and a variety of call-in plans and enhanced data digital PCS features. Old AT&T logo on the front side of the box is that, and this phone was actually made in 2001. So if I zoom in, you might not see that, but it does say 2001. So for 2001, this is the phone. On the right hand side is in another language. It's in Spanish, I believe. Yeah, in Spanish. On the back is all about the phone. It's an 8260. And some of the features it came with was AT&T PCS voicemail, AT&T PCS messaging, caller ID, enhanced battery life. And the features that it was mostly meant for was digital multi-network phone. So this uses the Edge network, the 1800, 1900, 800 band, 900 band. Same thing as the iPhone 2G would use. It's sleek and compact, only weighs 3.4 ounces. It really does. It's lightweight. Talk time extended up to 3.3 hours. Standby time with 200 hours with the standard battery while in digital mode. And another feature it had, you could store names, numbers, and emails up to 250 in a contact book. And down here in the corner, just want to let you know, it does say AT&T 2000. And on the left-hand side, the packaging and the box number. So we're going to open up the box. Not everything's in the box. This charger right here is not for this phone specifically, but this is where the phone was sitting in. It would sit just like that. I found the phone in the original box, and came with it was a little quick guide. It had some lady using the phone number to the phone, and all the features, which I don't think you can see, but there's all the features for it. And this was stay safe, safe book or something to let you know don't talk and text or something while you're driving. Nokia. You think you would send in your old phone or something. And just some that says visit Nokia.com, and that's where the other stuff would be. But that was all in the box. This phone did have no antenna to be pulled out. So for 2000, when it was boxed up and was sold in 2001, like it says on the box, the phone honestly didn't have no antenna. It was a good phone for its, back in 2001. Backlit display, you can play games. It had like, I think ping pong on it or something like that. But it was a nice little phone, but for now it's older. Now going to the left of that, right of that, to the right of that phone. This is just like a Verizon basic flip phone. I'm going to say it's like 2005 or 2004. But as you can see, Verizon put Qualcomm 3G CDMA network in there. I don't know if you can see that, but it says that. I just want to say sorry if you can't see it. Battery, you can pop out the battery like that, and it's like a built-in battery onto the case. The battery actually works, and I think this phone activates over the network, which it does. So this is when Verizon was doing over the network, and you put the battery like that. So these phones that Verizon had were over the network as they are today. The charger for that, I just want to show you that charger I have. It's a gigantic charger. This part is like gigantic. It's big as the whole phone. Yeah, it's a big charger. The case for it, this is the case, this part right here would wrap around the antenna. It's a small phone. You flip it down, you see the time. The antenna pulls up. So you still had to use the antenna, while AT&T's phone to the left of that didn't have antenna sticking out. Open it up, you got your phone dial, or it says Verizon. I'm going to turn it on to show it to you. So, if anyone has a flip phone, it's easy. You just hold the on button. One thing I forgot to mention about the Nokia, at the bottom of the Nokia is a dock accessory, and the power charger goes in at the bottom. And on the right hand side at the top is a 2.5 millimeter, my mistake, headphone jack. So it did have headphone jack. This one had a ringtone. It popped up the screen. It worked. The screen works, but it's just having a little trouble. It shows you the time. It says Verizon Wireless, and you flip it up. I don't know if you can see that, but it shows you the time, and it's... Oh, I have it the wrong way, sorry. 4:35. And then you flip it back down, it would say Verizon, but if you open it up, it doesn't say nothing in it, so it has basic talk time, speaker, and all of that. It did have a web functionality. To the right of that, it was, volume up and down. 2.5 millimeter headphone jack. Charger, right side, nothing. And compare it to the Nokia, I guess the Nokia was thinner. I'm going to say the Nokia is thinner. Comparing it this way, yeah, Nokia was thinner. So, Nokia was a thinner phone. Going on to the right of that, I have two of the same Verizon phones. Just to let you know, to the right of that, this one that has the battery out. I took it out because the battery was not working. But this is the early version of it. I'm going to compare both of them. So here's the Motorola battery that comes standard in both of them. The one on the right doesn't say Verizon. The one on the left says Verizon, but the one on the right doesn't have the Motorola logo. But the one on the left, which I'm going to say it's probably an earlier model, it also said Verizon, like I said, and it had a Motorola logo. Both phones have like the same specs. This one just discontinued the Motorola logo and Verizon logo. They're both on Verizon. Both phones have like a 2.5 front facing camera. Not front facing, but flip camera, little screen, tell you the time. Both have the pull antenna. 2G network. I don't think it runs on 3G, so this is full 2G. But I'm gonna see if it runs on 3G. Probably not. To the right side of that's the headphone jack cover. All the phones from Verizon are 2.5 inch. This one, the cover is actually gone on this one. This one's been kind of heavily used with the crack down there and the scratch, and volume up and down. Record button for voice recorder. Like a mini USB, not micro, I think it's like mini USB-B. And on the side's your voice action. Flip it open, it says Motorola at the top with the Motorola logo. And it says Verizon, so we're going to turn that on. And it would turn on like that. It would say, hello, Moto. And then it would do the Motorola sound logo, and then it would do the Verizon logo. And before you know it, it's in there. It tells you your phone number, and then you're at the home screen. From here you can dial, basic dialing, receive missed calls, get tunes, things like that. This is a 2G phone. They both have the same specs. If I open up the one on the right, same specs except that it has a crack line there. But also it drops the Motorola logo here and the Verizon logo down there. So the one on the right's the newer model of it. So this one has the Motorola name and logo and Verizon name, while this one doesn't. So they both have the same specs. Flip it down, you get the time, 4:37. This gets about a good 2 weeks of battery. Well, I mean, since I'm not using them, it's gonna get 2 weeks of battery. In use, I'm gonna say a week, or maybe even a month. Honestly, I don't know about that. Both of them have the same battery, same specs. Older model, the first production line, that's the second production line. The box that came in was just a standard Motorola box, right here. This box, phone, I put the phone in there now. And all the quick reference guides to it. It has a CD that tells you how to update the network data and things like that. So that's that. The phone, now we're getting into my personal phones. My first phone, to begin with, this is my very first track phone. 5th grade. Used it all the way up till 7th grade. It's a basic track phone, 2G. You turn it on, it would load. I don't know if it's going to load because the battery's kind of dying. It's a Motorola one, so it does the Motorola logo. No sounds, and then does the track phone logo. No sounds. But for the time of that phone, it was still good. This is when you got your phone book, messages, and all the other stuff. When I was using the phone, the battery would actually last me a good 3 weeks, even with calling and texting. So it was still good. It's all about that one. It was good. This one still had the same familiar charging port as on the last two Motorola versions. So Motorola kept the same charging port. On the right side of that is the 2.5 inch headphone jack. No, 1.5 millimeter, I mean. Sorry if I say 2.5 inch or 3.5 inch, I mean millimeter. So this is actually it looks like a 1 point millimeter, yeah. Comparing it to the Nokia, it looks like a 1, so it's a 1.5 millimeter headphone jack, so very small. It did come with a headphone accessory, and you can lock in carrying string, and back is where the battery is. That's just something down there. Speaker. That's pretty much it with that one. Moving on, next to it is my second phone. Is the LG 800L, I believe. I'm not too sure if it's the 800L, but it should be the 800L, most likely. On the back, TracFone logo, camera, you pop it down. You got your lithium-ion battery underneath that, SIM card, and a SD card slot, which I never got the SD card slot to work. So honestly, I don't even know if it reads these type of SDs anymore. You'll see something different that TracFone has started doing. They added a 3.5-inch headphone jack. That's not different with TracFone, but LG put a 3.5-inch headphone jack. Standard. Power button, you turn it on. Something new that TracFone is now doing with this type of phone, with newer TracFones, is that on the older one you can open it and it goes here. But on this one, it loads it, says TracFone. And it says service activated through certain date. But sometimes it won't let you go all the way into the home screen. But there it goes, it's in the home screen, unregistered SIM. This had no Wi-Fi, no Bluetooth, nothing. So if you go into here, I had games, Uno, Mega Hunt. These all they don't take minutes, but you had to buy them with minutes. So you had like TracFone minutes. If the game's $30, that's like, no, if it's $4, that's 30 minutes away, or 19, something like that. Touch display, it's 2G. I had a browser, and the settings, it has all of that. Otherwise, that was it for this phone. You can put music, but I never had the SD card slot to work. Camera, a really bad camera. It's worse than the original iPhone camera. I'm just gonna say it's like a 1 megapixel camera. Battery lasts about a week. With no use. With use, 5 days, week. So even with use, it lasts a week. Now moving on to the iPhone 2G, the classical OG iPhone. To let you know, the box that I got for it I found that separately. I didn't use this as a phone. I used it as a phone for a little bit, but then I kept it as a collector's item. I got it for $69 off of eBay. The back is extremely in excellent condition. Case is $2, and I got a screen protector for $1.50. I recently used this phone as my main phone during July and in June. I jailbroke it and works on Wi-Fi. All the icons are different. And I also got the video recording software. This just has your basic 2G networking, AT&T, no 3G, Wi-Fi, 3.1.3, iPhone OS as it was called, instead of iOS. And let me show you the box it came in, which everyone that has an iPhone should know. That's the box that came in before. It said iTunes or the App Store. This one has iTunes and the App Store. You open up the box. This one I found, so it just has the iPhone documentation. And another charger. I have more iPhone 2G boxes that have the plastic that goes here and the cleaning cloth that says iPhone. Inside's like a soft, clothy material. Foamy material. And if you look on the right side, it just says iPhone 8 gig, which this is an 8 gig. Bottom, side, top, back, AT&T 2007. And comparing that to the 5S box it's sitting next to, 5S box is really shrunk down a lot. Next to that was the phone I used the most. It's another OG. Original phone, another OG phone, the iPhone 3GS. Yes, I used the 3GS 3G service, iOS 6.1.6. It has all my latest games, has Geekbench 3. I will have a link below for the Geekbench 3 test I did with this phone, my 4S and my 5S. I used this phone all the way up till April of this year. when the battery that I got for it was messing up, and it worked. And as you can see from iPhones and up, they started adding 3G, 4G, and LTE, and no more pulling out the antenna. They never had that feature. 3.5-inch touchscreens. Moved on next to that's another little classic. My 4S. This one's on Sprint. The 3GS, 2G, 3GS, and 5S are all on AT&T, while the 4S is on Sprint. This one needs a new battery and back glass, which I ordered. I will make another video for this. This runs on 3G. You have the world's first FaceTime camera. Even though it's the 4S, but it's, the 4 really brought that on. You have the, your headphone, not headphone, but earpiece, home button, classical 30-pin, speaker, microphone, antenna gate, SIM, antenna gate, power, 3.5-inch headphone jack, and a noise cancellation. And on the side, antenna gate, mute, up, down, volume, and another antenna gate on the side. On the original iPhone 2G, let me just point that out that it's a recessed headphone jack, but it was a 3.5-inch, and then on the 3GS, it was a regular size 3.5-inch. All the headphone jacks are on the top. Now we're getting to the flagship phone of today, or as we like to call it, the future phone. I'm going to move it over here. Here's the future phone of today. iPhone 5S, sapphire display, 4-inch display. And LTE, Wi-Fi, ABGN, A7 chip, the first 64-bit iPhone. A7 chip has the M7 and headphone jacks on the bottom. Lightning connector now. Antenna gates. And, well, no antenna gates no more now. It's just the glass window here and here. True tone flash, dual flash, microphone, good camera, power button, and a bigger display and a better phone out of all. So this phone was better. So you had new features, new games, faster systems, things like that. On the 5S. Here's a 5S box. Even though it's a black phone, usually they would come in a black box, but they decided to put it in a white box. 5S, black Apple logo. 5S in the nice new font in black font. Compared it to 2G box, it's actually a heck of a lot smaller, and the font is a lot different. And top, another black logo, and here, and the phone here. When you get a 5S on any carrier like AT&T, Sprint, Verizon, or Unlocked, it doesn't come with the black background. It comes with the standard blue one. And on the back, it's a 16 gig model, LTE, AT&T, space gray. On the inside, I got your documents. I still have the original headphones. I did buy a pair of these for Christmas. I got a pair, so I didn't need those. I'm saving those. And here's my documentation. Comes in those little folders, 5S, and that's it. That's pretty much it. It came with that and Apple stickers. And that's pretty much it. No SIM tray, something else, and a booklet for the 5S actually. Let me just get it all out for you. There's no booklet that tells you what to do. Look, just says iPhone 5S. That's it. No fingerprint booklet, no fingertips book, and all of that now. Now they expect you to go on their website, or, if you have someone that knows an iPhone, uses an iPhone, knows about it, which everyone should be. Even if you're an Android user, you should know about it. Let me just try to get this in there. So, when the iPhone 6 comes out, that will be another phone added to my collection. I do have a 5. I'm going to find a 3G somewhere. And a 4. But for now, these are the phones. stay tuned for my next video where I'm going to be replacing the iPhone 4S back glass and putting a new battery in it. I have taken out the battery. Let me show you that really quickly. And here it is, iPhone 4S battery, old one. So I'm putting a new battery, and after that I will be getting an iPhone 6 or the iWatch and iWatch. Stay tuned for that. Please like, rate, comment, subscribe. Just want to let you know, thank you for the 2 subscribers that subscribed. Please get the word out and start subscribing. So as always guys, just peace out.